What's going on, guys? E-Bibs here, Mr. Remote Life. So we are working on another smart ceiling fan install today. So if you guys want to know all about how to put this thing together, it's the Carro Smart Fan. So the link's going to be in the description below. If you have this fan, or if you're trying to figure out how to put this thing together, come along, let's do it. All right, guys, you've seen the thumbnail, you've seen the intro, you've seen what we're gonna do today. So we're gonna go ahead, I actually already went ahead and unboxed this the ceiling fan. I got all the parts laid out on the floor. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button because you don't wanna miss anything we got going on. And if you wanna see more footage and see stuff like this way before it comes out on any other streaming platform, check out our Patreon. But let's get going and let's take a breeze of what we got going on, okay? Let's do it. All right, good people. So here's what we have that's in the box. This is a pretty straightforward kind of fan. The cool thing about it is this bronze or whatever, it's really aesthetically appealing for the ladies, especially if you got a picky wife like me. You got to make sure that this stuff looks good and it's not too goldy looking. So this model is actually a cool model. I'm curious to see how they implemented the smart home features because it says it's Siri capable, which would make you think that it's Apple Home compatible. But here's the crazy part. So you're gonna have to install one of these. If you don't know how to do one of these, you're gonna have to call an electrician because on the back of this thing, it actually combines, in my case, it's gonna combine two switches, the fan switch and the light switch. So in most cases where we have our smart fans where you only plug up one cable, we're actually gonna use both cables that are in the cylinder, which is usually your red cable and your black cable and your white cable. Well, your white is your neutral, but your black and your red, we're gonna use both of those, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna combine two switches and go into one switch. So stick around and I'll show you how to do it in this episode. How about that? So, all right, so this is a pretty straightforward fan. We only got 4 blades. It's 52 inches wide. So it's a pretty big fan. Cover a nice space. We got our down rod, we got all our plugs and everything's gonna wire together. So let's go ahead and get this thing up in the air and start turning some screws. Time lapse. So one quick thing about this here, the reason we went right into the box is because this is actually a ceiling fan box. The way you can tell is when you look straight up in the box, you should be able to see a stud. So what this box is that's recessed in the ceiling is actually nailed or screwed right into the stud. And I could actually hit the stud from inside the box. So I went ahead and just mounted this bracket right to the box because this is a ceiling fan box. All right, so just like all ceiling fans, you're gonna have your down rod. You're gonna route your cables up through it, and then this part basically covers this up. So I always seem to forget it. And I have to always take something apart because I always forget to put it on. So this is a cool one because it has a cotter pin and an actual screw and nut. This is actually looks to be a good quality built fan just from appearances. We will see. So here. I already did it. Left this out. Talked about it and then did it. It's crazy. So basically you screw your security pin in or your security screw in, and then this actually has a screw and nut. So put this nut on on here without cross-threading it. And then you put this pin in so that way the nut can't back out. And that's how she looks. So now all we do is just line it up. So with this particular fan, your green is typically always your ground, and that's what the case is with this one. You have your neutral wire, white. Your fan wire is gonna be black. Your light wire is gonna be blue. So what we're gonna wire is the same way. Up top, we have a black and a red. So we're gonna put our red with the blue and our black with black and white with white and green with brown. So just out of habit, I like to go ahead and pre-stage my screws. We got an extra screw just in case we drop one and lose one, we have an extra. Thing is, they only gave us 12 of the little red washers, but they gave us 13 screws, go figure. But anyway, each blade is 3 holes. We got 4 blades, so 12 screws. Cool thing about this is these blades slide in from the side, and then all you do is just screw them up. And they are pretty flat. So there's no up or down. It's the same sheen on both sides. So it's just a satin black on both sides. So it's pretty cool. Let's get these in. Take a minute, so let's zoom right into it. All right, magic trick. All right, so the trick to doing this is you got to remember that the blades are all tilted. So when you're trying to screw in, you got to screw in at an angle. You can't go straight up. You got to go in at an angle. And you also have to hold the blade and the fan fixture together to be able to tighten your stuff. Otherwise, it's just going to keep spinning on you and spinning on you and spinning on you, unless you got somebody else to come and hold it for you. When you're a one-man gunner like myself, pays to have that reach. The LED light portion is just 2 wires. It's your blue wire, and it's gonna be your neutral. So all it does is just plug in here. It's labeled neutral and blue. It only goes in one way, and they just slide in place. And then if you look in here, you got to pick which one you're going to pull out. This one's screwed in, so we're going to use that one. Let's go ahead and pull this out so we don't drop it. So as you can tell, you got 2 slots and then you got a single hole. So once you get them in the slots, then you just screw the screw we just took out in the hole. Reconnect these wires. All right, don't try to push both these connectors in at the same time because it don't work.
Later.
There we go. Look at that. And the little globe just slides on. It's little indentations here, here, and here. Line it up, and you're gonna turn it. And there it is. Light switch. And there's the fan.
Whoa.
Only thing is, you have to install this new controller, otherwise your fan's always going to be on high. So if you want your fan to always run on high and never on low, you can leave your light switch as is, split like mine are. It's 2. You can leave it like it is. But we want to install all of them because this makes it a dumb fan, but not a smart fan. So we need to have our smart features, and that's what's built inside the control unit. So let's switch to that. All right, y'all. So here we have our switches. So we're gonna disregard these switches right now. We're gonna add these to the Lutron Casado family later on. But right now, since our fan switch has a light, fan settings, and then an all off, and then it combines the light and fan together all in one switch, we're gonna have to combine these two. So this switch is actually for the can lights in the room. This switch is for the light, this switch is for the fan currently. So we already have our lights, our power turned off on these things. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna combine these 2 switches with this one switch, and then this switch, we're gonna move this to a actual Casado, Lutron Casado. Because the cans are dimmable, so we're gonna put some dimmers in here. So let's do it. So you have your live, light, fan, ground. Oh, this actually calls for a neutral. So we're gonna have to add a neutral jumper in here. Uh-oh. And that looks like a neutral wire right there. Lights on, lights off. You see it better here. Fan works. Off. Boop.
A few moments later.
As Eddie Kane would say, nights like this. Let's go, baby. Well, the Carro Smart Fan. There you go, guys. So let's try to get this thing added to the Apple joint. All right, guys, so right now we're going to go through the setup of adding this Carro Smart Fan to the app and to your home. So the easiest thing to do is go ahead and download that Carro Home app from the App Store, whether it be Google or Apple. And then you want to just go ahead and open it up. And once you get that thing open, you want to make sure you go ahead and agree to the user agreement and set you up an account. So as you walk through that, unless you already have an account, then you can just log in, of course. So once you have that account set up, you're going to go right into adding the device. And from there, you just follow the instructions in the app. Basically, it's going to look for whatever, it's going to look for the fan because it's right there. So this thing actually comes with a little barcode on the side of the switch. Make sure you capture that information before you stuck it in the wall, actually. And there's also going to be some information in the box that actually has it on paper, but it should discover the device. Right now we're walking through that discovery process. It's taking a little while, so give it some time. And boom. So it discovers the switch. So that's the most important thing about it. The smart features are not in the fan. It's actually in the switch that combined that fan and that light plug to it. So all you want to do is, once it discovers that, you want to add that to your current Wi-Fi. All right, from there, it's actually going to start installing it once it discovers it and goes through that whole process of doing the handshakes and whatnot. So one thing we want to mention about this fan, and really it's the switch, because all the smart features are in the switch. The switch is not Apple HomeKit compatible. It's actually Siri shortcut compatible. So the Google and the Amazon, yeah, that stuff, that works right out of the box. You know, we're different in the Apple ecosystem. We have to make things difficult. So if you guys want to know how to get this thing added to a Siri shortcut, drop me a comment below, and we'll talk about making a video for you guys if enough of you want to do it. So carrying on from here, here's actually how you basically have multiple functions. So it's a 3-speed fan. You can go 1, 2, and 3. You can have, it has a timer feature, and then the lights. But as you see, it has the Alexa and Google built in. It's already there. So you can go ahead and set those automations. But as far as adding the device to Siri, that's a separate kind of thing, and you have to do it outside the app. But it's fairly straightforward. This is a lengthy video, and I don't want to carry you guys through that process. So once again, if you guys want to see that, we'd be happy to do that for you. But this is me just going through, making sure, okay, well, this is how you get to it. I was doing a little backstory to make sure it was compatible, and it did work. So that's it, guys. I hope you learned something and you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, guys. We got more coming your way. And as you can see, guys, we are shifting more to the how-tos and the assembly guides and just putting things together, because that's what you guys asked for. That's what you guys like to see. So we want to give you more of it. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, guys. Like, share, and do all the good things with this video if you see fit. But we are doing the things we love and loving the things we do. We're out of here. Peace.